went ahead and removed a shock from my window. Take those out. T27. It leaves these clips in. Dash off here, so you get your little tool, pop out. You got enough problems in life, right? I put the bracket in angle to get it lined up, but I thought that was too low. I did. This is with a Dremel tool. Should be good here. Alright, today we're going to install these DRT pod holders. Show you guys how they mount on. Two of them. I went ahead and removed a shock from my windows. I'm going to pull this cover off. Do the same on the other side. Right, so that way I can when we take this mirror off, we're going to pop this push pin out. Take it out with your little tool here. And there, it should pop out. Then we got, let's see after a second here. You got two torque heads. They are a T27. We're going to take those out. Maybe. Right to there. Alright, so we'll come around here. Basically, this is just mounted on. Like this. Kind of just slides in there. We'll take it off and we'll get back with it. Yeah. Alright, so to take this off to install these DRT pod light holders, you're gonna have to take this shock off. All right, so or strut, whatever you want to call it on here. Like I said, this is an 11mm. You get that. It's hard to slide that socket on there because of this little tweeter speaker right here in the way. So we got 11mm wrench, and I only got it turning here. Alright, so going through this, didn't really realize, but these two bolts, that's where that bracket mounts to. So I have to get in here. So I gotta take the dash off, which we were gonna have to anyway because I got a couple other things I'm wanting to do. So popping these vents off, you just take a little screwdriver and just pry easily and it'll pop right off of there. But I noticed after doing this a couple times, it leaves these clips in. You gotta pop these clips out. I'll show you here real quick. Hold that a second. What do I do with them pliers? So I just take a pair of needle nose pliers and I just kind of pop it out of there. Now you'll notice this little clip, you got to push that back in so that way when you put it back on your vent, it snaps on. And then once you go to put this back together, you'll just pop that back in, everything will pop into place. All right, so you after you take these vents off, you got 4 push pins, 1 on each vent. You got to take off to pull this dash off.
Okay, so to finish off the dash, there are 4, 5
in there. Pop it out. Torque bolts you got to pull out the front. Those are T27s also. Alright, so we got all the push pins out. Behind the glove box there was 2 also, so don't forget those. And we should be able to just pull this dash up out of here now. And then once you get it up so high, there is a clip here for your little tweeter speaker. Just unclip it. That way you don't yank the wires out. You don't want that. You got enough problems in life, right? Just slide that up. We'll go to the other side here. Pretty much do the same thing. Make sure your struts out of the way. I went ahead and pulled this bolt out. Over here. Put the bracket in, angled it a little bit. Pop it off. I believe this is setting on a piece of frame. I didn't want to pull this bolt out and have it drop down and then fight it to get it back. So I put this bolt back in with the bracket, and I just put the nut on enough to hold it in place a little bit. I'm gonna pull this out, slide this down, put the bolt back. All right, so I got the other bolt in, but I took this little pry bar, and there's a piece of frame here, like the roll cage, and I pried on the metal to get it here. I ended up putting 80 foot-pounds on it. Because once I pulled that out to put this bracket on, it slid down like I expected. Now we'll just do the same to the other side, but it just needs a little bit. I pried on a little bit, the bolts back in. We're gonna put the nuts back on, tighten it. We decided to put these pod lights on with our DRT mounting bracket. These are NiLight, I believe is the brand of these. Of course I had to get orange, I mean it only matches. Well, they only give you about, I don't know, 5-6 inches of wire. So I went ahead and just added a piece. And then as you can see there, I just ran it through this hole where the frame is. And then I'll run it up. And then I'll start wiring everything in. I did the same thing to the other side. I did heat shrink this and then tape it. But I wanted to show you all. To put this mirror back on over these covers where they go, which would be setting here, you're going to have to cut about 3.5 inches down to here and over about 3/8 of an inch or so back up. Just cut this whole area out right here so it'll fit in this spot here and set in there, so that way it'll seat against your roll cage so you can remount it. We'll go ahead and do that. And all right, so took a Dremel tool, cut this out. They recommended 3.5 inches. I think that's a little much, but too late now. So this is what it will look like have it on here with the mirror. All right, so when I ran the wires here, I ended up cutting a little spot out with the Dremel tool to run my wire down through, keep it out of the way. I'll pull this off here so you can kind of see what it looks like. So this is with a Dremel tool. As you can see, here, I'll set this down. As you can see right here, I just cut that out a little bit so the wire could fit down through there. I mean, it didn't turn out too bad. The length of the cut was way too much. So on the other side, I will probably do like 3 1/8. All right, so this one I only cut about 3 1/8, roughly. It does fit a lot better. So as you can tell, this looks 10 times better at 3 1/8. Once it bolts up, should be good here. And right there, like I said, I cut out a spot here so I could finish running my wire through and put it up at here so I can power everything up, put it on a rocker switch. So I'm gonna go ahead and start wiring that up and get back with you on that. Okay, so we finally got these pod lights mounted, got everything cut out for it. I ended up putting the pod light switch here, and I actually removed the headlight switch. It was right here, and I rerouted it back, and I ended up putting it down with my hazards and my blinkers. So got everything wired up here. I'm going to plug it in. We ran it off the accessory, which is your blue to your red, black to black. Plug it in to your bus bar. So now it should only come on when the switch is turned on. Well, there's our light for our LED pod lights, and flipped it on there. Yeah, it's a little bit bright, but they're both working, which is a plus. And this light comes on once you have power on them, and that's just on when your bike is on. Turn the key off, light goes out. We're not draining the battery. And that there is your DRT mount with the NiLight pod lights. And I'm out.